Okay, so today we're finally back at it working on the 6.5. Today we're going to be swapping out the old oil cooler lines for these braided ones from place I ordered offline. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm just going to kind of wing it. Shouldn't be too hard. Get the lines, 4 fittings. These fittings, I believe, go at the oil cooler. These 2 go at the other end near the fuel filter, oil filter. Come over here. I've already taken the front clip off. So these are the 2 oil cooler lines here. I'm gonna pull those out. I gotta drain the oil still first. I'm gonna drain the oil and start pulling these lines apart. A GM in Detroit decided to put this oil filter in a really convenient fucking spot way up there, and the other end of the oil cooler lines are up in here right above the oil cooler. So let the rest of this oil drain out and I'll get the filter out. So there's oil all over this front diff, down the frame here. I'm hoping it's just from the valve cover gasket that I did over the winter. I just haven't cleaned all of it off yet. I'm going to try and clean all this up as best I can and get it dry so I can hopefully catch any whatever might be leaking. Huh, there's no going back now. That fucking thing just broke right off. There we go. Okay, so I took the bottom skid plate off. These are the 2 oil cooler lines. One of them I already pushed down a little bit. It's down here. Comes up These are them right here on the fender. I hook this plastic thing right here, and then way down in there, you probably can't even see it, there's a bolt that holds another clamp on the metal part of the lines down near the filter, so I can't wait to try and get that fucking thing undone. So I think what I'll do is I'll crawl underneath and unbolt them from the filter housing, and I'm thinking they're probably going to be easier to come out this way towards the grill, but we'll see. Okay, oil filter housing, and then right here is one line. You can see right here is one line, the other one is right above it, I think. No, it's in front of it, it's over on the other side, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, after about 25 minutes of fighting with those old lines, they're ready to come out. I'm going to start threading these into the oil cooler first, and then so this will go up into the oil cooler, and the line will go on this end, and then we'll start feeding them back. Then we'll start feeding them back through and get them hooked up one at a time, just so I don't get them going in the wrong directions. I don't want to get them backwards. Okay, so what I've done so far, you see the new oil cooler line there. I just have it running right in between the oil pan and the engine mount above the diff, the front diff, and it comes straight down from the same spot as the old one did, and it runs straight back. Now I got to put the 90-degree elbow up there just above the where the filter goes. Hope you can't even see it with the flashlight. Just above there where the filter goes, and then work on the second one. Okay, slight plot twist. The 90-degree elbow that's supposed to thread in above the filter adapter does not spin because the adapter is in the way, so maybe I can just drop it enough so I can get the elbow to spin up there so it clears it, but I gotta drop the filter adapter. So 35 millimeter, just for the record. Easier said than done. Bigger bar. It's threading like shit now too. Naturally, we have another holdup. The other elbow is supposed to thread in right here, but it's hitting the top of this flange here just enough to keep it from spinning on the top of this manifold. I don't know if you can see with the glare, but really hard to film in here, but it's hitting like right above, right on the corner here. I'll try and file that down so I can get the thing to spin in. Okay, quick status update. I ended up going to the hardware store and got a Dremel. I had to grind down on, you probably still can't see any of this, but you can see where my finger is right here. I had to grind down these little tabs off of the manifold because this fitting wasn't clearing right there. I got to ground down just enough so it clears. I'm going to tighten this down. Probably go one more turn with a wrench, and then might be able to start putting this thing back together finally. Okay, welcome back to day 2. I spent about, I don't know, 9 hours yesterday laying underneath this truck trying to get the fittings into the block. I grab my light. I'll crawl under there and show you here. So there's the two 90s going into the block for the oil cooler lines. That's where the adapter goes for the oil filter. I pull the drive shaft, well, this end of the drive shaft, so I can get as much access as I can. The amount of clearance between this lower fitting and the bottom of the manifold is so minimal. I had to grind with a Dremel. There was a big tab right here where my finger is. I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe able to see it a little better. Right here where my finger is, there's a big tab that I had to grind almost completely off to get a wrench even close to being able to get in there. And the wrench I bought, I paid 40 bucks for. That's what's left of it. I had to grind off the handle and the majority of the open end of the wrench so I could get it to fit up inside behind that manifold. So I'm hoping that, God willing, I got them all tight enough. I got about 5 threads on each of those fittings into the block, so in fact I might take that top one out again and redo that and get more. Yeah, I think I might actually. But anyway, yeah, so once I get that one threaded in a little bit more, I think I'm going to clean up some of this old oil. This thing had a valve cover leak, and I'm pretty sure it's leaking from somewhere else, maybe the oil filter adapter or something, I don't know. But I'm gonna hit some brake clean to this, and I'm gonna put some brake clean to it and get rid of as much of this oil as I can here too, so stay tuned. Alright, a few hours after work, another pair of pants ruined, but I think we're ready to start putting it back together. So I got almost another full turn out of this one. You can see it's really hard to film back under here, but this one right here on the inside, and then this one is tight now. So started cleaning up some of the oil that was all over the place. I got a lot more to do tomorrow, but hopefully the worst of it is over. So we'll come back tomorrow and ruin another pair of jeans and hopefully finish it up. Okay, back at it for hopefully the last day. Worked a half a day today. Just parked the Peterbilt over there in the corner. So last night I got the 2 oil lines snugged down and tightened up on the block, and so we are ready to start putting I'm gonna put the oil filter back on. I'm gonna do a little bit of something different here with the oil filter. I'm gonna get rid of this adapter. I'm going to take that male-to-male plug out and put it right into the block, so that way the oil filter will sit vertically and not horizontally like it did with this adapter. So that'll make for a lot less messy oil changes and whatever else. So yeah, I'm going to start by taking that this male-to-male plug out and put it in the block, and then we will go from there. I also bought I don't know, 5 gallons or so of some heavy duty engine degreaser. I'm gonna, once I get the filter on, I'm gonna take the pressure washer to it and a couple bottles of the degreaser and really clean up the underside of this motor, because I mean it's got I don't know how many layers and whatever of oil and shit leaking from the valve covers and that adapter leaking too, so it'll be nice to clean that up. Be a lot easier to spot future leaks that way, of course, and I can't stand leaks, so that'll be good. Let me grab a socket. I'm not going to go too tight on this, I just want to get it snug so it's not going to back off. There we go. Alright, so here's the old oil filter. This sat horizontal, and every time you go to change the oil, you spill oil all over the axle and the diff, and it makes a fucking mess. So a friend of mine, Cortland over at Ginger Snap Customs, if you're not familiar, he knows a lot about these 6.5s. I've been learning a lot from him. Told me to get this. This is a Delco, what is this, PF 454. It's about the same diameter, maybe just a touch smaller, but it's a little bit shorter also. Inch and a half, whatever it is. So yeah, you do end up losing a little bit of oil capacity, I suppose, but you know, I think this will be more than sufficient. I'm not really going to worry too much about it. It's worth it to me to try this out just to make it easier to do oil changes and get rid of that leaky oil filter adapter. So we'll spin this on and keep going here. That was some brake clean and clean that up as best I can without getting it all in my face. Sorry, it's really hard to film under here. I can hardly see what I'm doing myself, let alone a camera, let alone what the camera sees, but get that cleaned up. that. Maybe back it up just a... There we go. This is, from what I could find, this is the heaviest duty degreaser they had at Lowe's, and it was the only size it came in. So I'll have enough degreaser for the foreseeable future. Review said it worked alright. The ship better work good because it was like $45 for this whole fucking bottle. So we got the industrial size sprayer. Probably, I don't know how good of an idea it is to do this undiluted, but there's a lot of grease, so we're just gonna go straight in with it. Try not to get this on my hands. I don't know if the camera will pick up all this grease and nasty shit all over everything, but I'm gonna see if I can get rid of as much of that as I possibly can, because it just drives me batshit. So we're gonna try out this sprayer, and there we go. Try out the sprayer and see what it does. Going to use the whole saturate everything method, let it sit, and then I'll take the pressure washer to it. Round two. This should be good enough, I think, after this. Okay, quick parts run. We're back from the parts store. Got one more bottle of 1540. See where we're at here. I'm gonna take a look at the underside and see if that made a difference with the pressure washer. Now that it dried out a little bit, we'll see. Yeah, that's looking a lot better than it was. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. Still got some drying to do, so some of it can't quite tell, but back over here. That's a big difference. Yeah, that Zep shit seems to work pretty good. You can actually tell what's what. It's not all just one color. It's not all just a half inch of sludge, which is nice. Much better. I think this filter was pretty well due for a change out. I mean, it's, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but looks pretty gross inside there. Yeah. Oops, forgot the gasket. Oh, that's good enough. Those two fittings look dry. So fuel filter isn't leaking. Alright, it's been idling for a little bit. Temperature gauge is just starting to come up here. We got 60 psi, 60 psi or so oil pressure at idle. Got the grill back together. I broke one of the turn signal bulbs, putting the lamps back in, so I gotta fix that now. But everything is dry as of right now, so I'm going to take it for a quick road test. Okay, so the first road test, I would say it's a success. I don't have any leaks, which is good. A couple more things left to do. I want to get the these lines zip tied up nice and secure, so I don't got to worry about them chafing. And then these batteries, you got to get replaced. I bought 2 new batteries. These are from 2017. These are pretty old. So I got 2 new batteries. Pull these out, put the batteries in, return those, you get the core back, and some other odds and ends shit. So let's button this thing up and be done with it.